Welcome back, everyone. Now, this episode is going to make you rethink a lot of things. Trust me. Very strange videos we're going to watch here, so make sure to give this video a like, leave me a comment, and a quick thank you to everyone who hyped yesterday's video. We actually got to number 84 in the world. Crazy. So thank you all so much, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video.
There's a mother in Texas that is adamant that this body in the museum is of her son.
What?
Kim Eric Smith is the mother of Christopher Todd Eric. In 2012, her son passed away under unusual circumstances. She believed that he was poisoned with cyanide and then his body was sold. Initially, authorities said that he passed away due to natural causes. But months later, Kim was notified by the medical examiner that her son's blood contained lethal doses of cyanide. When Kim saw this body in the museum, she said mother's instinct, she knew that it was her son. Here's a photo of them side by side. Not only that, but the body and Eric's had similar scarring, which is really freaky if you ask me. All Kim wants to do is to shed light on this and to bring her son's body home and have a proper burial. If this is true and his body is on display for financial gains and was sold off to the museum, that's insane.
That's one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. And I trust a mother's instinct. My mum can look at me and know if something's wrong like that. I can't even click my fingers. How'd you click your finger? Wow, I never knew. I didn't know how to click my fingers. Anyway, that's mental, and I'm pretty sure she should get a DNA test straight away. I don't know if my mum would be able to tell me when I was just, a skeleton. Probably. She'd probably be telling me off or something, but that's a crazy story. Could you imagine if it turns out that it is her son?
Screen recording of him doing this, so I had to look it up for myself. You go to the episode where Spongebob gets his driver's license, right? And you look at the address, 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom. We all know he lives there. So then you go to Google Earth, and I'm gonna delete this, and you look up the address, 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom, and it takes you to Little St. James. If you know anything about anything, this is Epstein's Island. That is absolutely wild that they put that in front of us for all those years. Just crazy.
That is insane. What? You can't even make that up, the coincidence. I mean, that was definitely done on purpose, but look at this. So, Nickelodeon. Look at their logo. This is what someone posted in the comments. Exactly the same as the island. The same shape and everything. I did tell you this episode was going to make your brain explode.
This is the elephant's foot and resides in the most deadly room in the world. The elephant's foot is the nickname given to a large mass of radioactive material located inside the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. The elephant's foot is made from a mixture of nuclear reactor fuel and concrete, which has been dubbed corium. Radioactive lava escaped from one of the cores during the meltdown in 1986. What's crazy is the lava traveled through 6.5 feet of reinforced concrete and made it out of the room through a steam pipe. After 4 days, the elephant's foot was still averaging 3,020 degrees Fahrenheit and radiating more than 10,000 Röntgen an hour, which is equivalent to 4.5 million chest x-rays. This is the first image captured of the elephant foot. This was shot by a worker who pushed their camera around the corner on a chair to see what was causing the massive radiation spike around the corner. Also, what's interesting is all those little holes that you see in the film, that's from the gamma radiation blasting through the film reel. In 1996, 10 years after the meltdown, the elephant's foot was slightly less dangerous than it was before due to the decay of the radioactive components. This photo was taken by Artur Korneyev, and somehow he didn't die from taking these selfies, though he does have a heap of health problems related to the radiation exposure. What's interesting about this photo is the picture looks a little bit off because of how much radiation it was exposed to. Even after 10 years of decay, it still has damaging effects. After the meltdown of 1986, 31 people died immediately after the Chernobyl accident, and it's estimated that another 50 deaths were attributed due to the radiation surrounding the plant. But since radioactive damage to the body is not usually immediate, it's hard to say for sure if this was caused by the plant or not.
So another pretty wild fact about this elephant's foot is that some sort of radioactive fungus has been growing on this. And it's growing quickly. It's spreading all inside that room, apparently. That's insane when you think about it. That only this fungus grows in a disaster like this. and the fungus is actually living off radiation. It absorbs radiation. That's crazy when you think about it, that even in this place, as dangerous as this, life will still exist. But check this next video out. This next video is actually them going inside and inspecting the elephant's foot. I think we're never going to see a video like this again, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people that film this video are very, very sick. That's crazy. You'd never ever be able to see me go in there. I don't care how much money someone could offer me. I'd never go in that room. Surely they knew how dangerous that was, going inside that room. The fungus that they found on the elephant's foot, a lot of you might not know this, but NASA have taken parts of it and they're using it to help them in space with space travel. How do you make that up? If you don't believe me, you can Google it. NASA are taking something that was found at the bottom of a disaster, a nuclear disaster, and it's helping them advance in space. All right, so this video was sent to me yesterday, and it's really strange because you see all these dots in the sky. It's hard to make out what they are, but there's helicopters pretty much all over the place watching these things. And I don't know if they're just keeping an eye on them or they're escorting them. I don't know. But this video is very strange. You know, we've seen so many UFO videos where they're being escorted by helicopters. I don't even know how they got to that point. How can you make a UFO comply? So it goes, I think that ones that are near these helicopters are government. How are they getting these aliens to comply? They're not calling them over the radio and going, guys, you shouldn't be here, mate. All right, this is Earth. All right, bugger off. The aliens aren't going to go,
Yeah, sorry, mate, we're a bit lost. We're going to punch our home in the sat-nav.
I don't know. Leave your comments down below. What do you think was happening in that video? Right, just to give you some context on what you're looking at, this isn't the pyramid, by the way. All right, this is actually their neighbour's roof. I thought it was the pyramids when I first saw it, but this is just their neighbour's roof. And as you can see, there's some very strange lights happening in the sky. I just thought I'd let you know before you watch this video. Man, it looks like aliens are having a flipping disco up there in the clouds. I don't think it could be alien. I really think it could be something military, because I think aliens are just hiding. I don't think they're going to stick a flipping massive disco ball on top of their UFO with glow sticks doing that and the flipping in the cockpit. Could you imagine if a UFO lands in front of you, whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life, just walking along, go down the shop, and a UFO just lands and you see a flipping
alien with glow stick. You alright, mate? Yeah, we're gonna abduct you.
I'm going to need your help on this one. What do you think was going on in the clouds there? I don't know if it was a spotlight or an alien rave. Yeah, I mean, just read that. Read that caption. Why would you do that? I mean, it would be pretty cool. What am I lying for? I mean, it would be pretty cool, but you don't know what you're walking into. All right? I'll definitely take a bat or something. All right, I'm in England. I can't use nothing else, so I'll just have to take a little bat or a rolling pin. I noticed a hole in the ground on Google Maps and decided to investigate. All right, he's got someone with him. He's got flashlights. I mean, this would be pretty exciting. Right. This could be like some sort of radioactive bunker or something. His wellies have got a hole in. Now the water's gone in there. That could be radioactive water. Now he's going to have 10 toes when he comes out. Right? He might grow another foot or something. Yeah, he might grow an elephant's foot at this rate. And now there's blue water. I won't go in there. I will just turn and leave. Yep, that just looks like Chernobyl right there. He's gone out on a flipping boat. Look, he's got no mask on. He's got no protection mask. He's breathing all this in. I mean, I'm all for it, investigating, but this is crazy. These two dudes are... I shouldn't even laugh, man. This could be like a nuclear reactor or something. These blokes are just going in there with nothing. Just kayaking on it. Taking it. How did they get the boat down there? That looks like a... That looks like a reactor. Definitely a no-go. I would leave straight away. I can't believe they took a kayak down there. That's mental. That bloke was kayaking in a nuclear reactor. I mean, what else could it have been? That could have been Chernobyl 2.0, and they're just having a little paddle in there. I don't know. Maybe these two woke up with another foot or an arm or something the next day.
Spanning for over 3,000 miles, as you're going to see here in just a moment. Check this out. I'm just going to let it play. I'll kind of narrate as he's spanning through, and it indicates, if you look at that line right there, it's got a dark feature in the center, basically implying density, like it's denser in the center than it is on the edges. That's how it computes rain density. The rain is denser when it's purple, it's lighter when it's green, and it's orange, yellow, and red when it's moderate. So the purple represents density if you're comparing it to VIL, vertical integrated liquid, water, rain. But look at this. This is the weirdest thing. Now, we've seen anomalies on radar before in the form of like big radar rings that show up from time to time. And they're usually from Doppler, but sometimes when they're over 300 miles long, it makes you wonder what they really are. But look at this. It extends all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean, goes across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, out into Bermuda, basically through the Bermuda Triangle area, spanning over 3,000 miles. He had never seen anything like this before on his weather radar, and we've all looked at weather radar at one point in time in our lifetimes, some of us every day. I'm one of those people that look at it every day. I can honestly say I've never seen anything like this. It is super weird. Went right through Savannah, just south of Claxton, seemed to break right there for whatever reasons, because, again, we're not sure what we're looking at here. It seemed to be a little stronger In the Georgia area, see the purple? Montgomery, Alabama, Selma, Meridian, through Louisiana, that's Jackson, Mississippi, Vicksburg, now over into Shreveport, under Shreveport, south of Shreveport, went through Texas, went right over my head out here in Arizona, yeah, through New Mexico, and then out into the Atlantic Ocean. Check it out. Went right over my head out here in Arizona. Yeah, we're over here in Phoenix and went right above Phoenix. What in the world did he catch on radar here? Is this some sort of a dismissible glitch that, you know, I mean, you can't dismiss everything that shows up on these things as just a coincidental glitch. Was this caused by some sort of a power source? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm just simply passing it along.
Didn't they say that 3i Atlas is like 3,000 miles long? But you know what? Saying this, when I was at work yesterday, I was looking out the window because I work a desk job full time. And I was looking out of my window and I saw a cloud that was like, it was blue sky. I should have taken a photo. There was a dark cloud in pretty much just a rectangle shape right outside my window, and there was no other clouds around it. And I thought, that looks a bit weird. Carried on working, looked out again, and it was there. It didn't move. That is really interesting. Let me know your comments down below. Do you think it could have been a glitch? You know what? I'm going to tell you all a secret. All right? And this is something I went through a couple years ago, and I haven't told many people this. Maybe 4 people. And I want to be open because you know, there might be someone out there who felt like I did, and I want to help you if you are that person. So in 2021, at exactly this time, it was the day before Christmas Eve, I was so depressed. I was in like the worst place. I can't tell you how bad it was. I felt so bad. And it's like it was so bad. I remember waking up on Christmas, passed out on my bedroom floor. And, you know, I don't drink. I don't really, you know, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't party. I don't go out. So for me, that's pretty bad to drink. I drank a whole bottle of Hennessy. And I was so depressed. I was looking for anything, and I tried to find it at the end of an empty bottle. And I woke up on Christmas Day in 2021 by my parents waking me up and my friends. And I remember waking up thinking, what am I doing? I'm getting woken up by my family on Christmas. Because I'd been passed out on the floor and they were wondering if I was alright. You know, and I'll never forget that. That was probably the lowest of the lows for me, where I had to drink myself to go to sleep at night. I don't know. I know some people might message me and say that I shouldn't talk about this sort of thing, which I know some people do. I know there's some people out there struggling, and I've been there. I want you to know that I've been there. I've been, you know, trying to find it in anything. I've been at the lowest, where I couldn't go to sleep unless I was drunk, you know. And I can tell you that better times are coming, and it never lasts. The bad times never last. And embrace change. You're not a failure. You know, I felt like a complete failure, and that I would always disappoint people. And I'm not trying to like get pity from people. I'm just saying how it is. That was how I felt, you know, and I felt sorry for myself, and I just couldn't take it in, so I had to get drunk. So if you're currently going through something like that, then it will be better. Better times are coming. I can promise you that. I can promise you. Life isn't always darkness. The bright times are coming. And you might really be surprised. You might look back on it. Well, not might. You will look back on it in a couple of years' time. You'll look back and go, man, those are some hard times. But hard times builds character. But embrace change. And don't be scared to take risks. You have to take risk in life. So if you're that person that's feeling empty, you feel like you can't be there for the people you love, you know, that the better times are coming. All right, I can promise you. Just stick at it. You know, Don't ever quit trying to find the answer. And sometimes you just have to look in yourself to find that answer. Sometimes what we're looking for is something hidden inside of us. And that was for me. The problem was me. I was looking around at everything going, what's the problem in my life? I reckon it's this person and it's their fault and it's their fault. But it was me. The whole time it was me. So just keep fighting it. Keep fighting your darkness and good times will come. Good times, you will escape it. You will come out of it. Never give up. All right? Because look, my life is completely changed. But I want you to know that I've been there as well. I know what it's like. So, and look, I'm very happy with my life. My life's turned. I'm getting married next year. I've got this amazing YouTube channel with you guys. I'm healthy. I'm not depressed anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't feel like how I did. I have faith now. I was an unbeliever back then. Not that that's relevant. I'm just saying that, how different my life is now. So, and that's because I never gave up. So never give up. All right. And yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I don't care about being open with what I've been through. I don't care, because if it can help one person out of everyone that watches this video, if one person closed this video and said, you know what, that crazy guy in the Santa hat, he's motivated me to actually do something, it'll be worth it. If I can help one person with this video, it's worth it. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all have an amazing Christmas, and I'll see you soon.